One final show for 2022, guys. I am Jordan Moore alongside the All-American Sean Cody, our quarterback Max Brown, and we're pleased to be joined by the athletic director Mike Bohn. USC's AD interview is presented by I Trust Capital. Retire with crypto. We've got Mike Bohn here, basically fresh off the plane from New York. Mike, we saw you on TV. Caleb said some wonderful things about you. He gave just a fantastic speech. Take us inside that room. What was that experience like? Something that you'd never done before?
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, it's great to see you guys. Happy holidays to you all. And it's just so exciting to come back to Los Angeles and share the story. And Lincoln Riley, and certainly Caleb and the 8 offensive linemen that he brought to New York with him put on a representation of USC like you've never seen before. And to watch 23 former Heisman Trophy candidates physically, you could see it in their faces, respond to Caleb's speech and to what he talks about and how he engages with them and their respect for Lincoln. You can just feel the sense of stature and a sense of respect from all those people, and obviously from Chris Fowler and Reese and all your Holly Rowe, all your national college football experts. It was just really surreal in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm not trying to overstate it. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, from that setting there overlooking the city to the live band to a room where you can just cut the emotion and pride like a knife. You could. And the way that Caleb saluted those other 3 finalists, talking about them playing in the CFP, I mean, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredible. And I've been fortunate enough in my career to go to the White House twice with national championship teams, and I always thought that was pretty special. It's not even close. I mean, to watch what Lincoln and Caleb and those 8 offensive linemen did to represent USC, your program, our city, our institution was beyond impressive.
Yeah, Mike, talk about that a little bit. Obviously, the players there, a special night for Caleb, a special night for Lincoln, the linemen that were there, the former Trojans. But talk about it on a larger scale. I know just being back home here in Southern California and talking to people about the pride they have in what Caleb did, and on a larger scale, what it means for that Heisman Trophy, not just for Caleb, but the whole USC, for the university, really.
Well, you're exactly right, and that's why I am so impressed by Lincoln and Caleb. That's what they talked about. Mm-hmm. They talk about the entire institution. They talk about the fact that it's our award. And when Caleb talks, he's just so genuine and how he talks about that. And so when he's talking about he's talking about each one of you. He's talking about everybody that's played here. It's talking about all his teammates, the staff, the institution, our alumni, everybody that partners in that. And I think that's what was so special, and the way he really captivated every single person. And when he was going long, and he wasn't inappropriate, the program was just taking some time. I'm just like you guys. We're sitting there like, okay, this is live. We get it, but like, let's go. And when Steve Spurrier, who I rode over with on the bus to the event, he didn't tell me because he didn't know, but he didn't tell me that he was reading the winner, and just talking to him about his experience and listening to all those great players. They just have incredible respect, appreciation, admiration for USC. And I think that is just something you can't take for granted, and it's something that I think all of our listeners, all of our donors and fans and supporters and staff and people like you that represent our program need to understand it's real. And Holly Rowe was standing right next to me, and when I had an opportunity for her to reach out and grab my hand when they named Caleb, I mean, she knows what he represents, and he knows what it represents to USC. And like I said, Reese Davis and Chris Fowler, I mean, those are true professionals that know greatness when they see it. And it was greatness in abundance. And that is Caleb, and that's Lincoln.
Yeah, his speech was phenomenal. And you mentioned him, calling out the other finalists and the humor that was involved, calling out his offensive lineman as well. But I thought it was super cool when he called out you as well. That's the first Heisman speech that I can remember where an athletic director was called out like that. When you hear that, are you able to take in the moment and truly internalize how far this program has come, in large part because of the efforts that you and your staff have accomplished?
No, because your heart's in your throat when he does that, and you well up and you have a sense of pride. But it was about Caleb and certainly sitting there next to Lincoln and Caitlin and understand what it means for them. And I mean, I would joke with Lincoln. I said, they ought to just change the name of the award. I mean, with the way Lincoln's dominated.
3 in 6 years.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And how cool was it that his brother had a finalist as too, and
Cool
that was
picture.
really cool. And being able to be around Garrett a little bit was special. And Stetson Bennett, what a class guy. And to be able to visit with CJ a little bit, Stroud, who's from Los Angeles, and what incredible young man. But I tell you what, the right guy won, and then he demonstrated why he's the right guy. And I tell you what, I was fortunate enough to talk a little bit about Caleb last night. They have a Sunday night gala, black tie gala. And, when Mike Krzyzewski is talking to Caleb about his high school and about how awesome he is, and Mike received an award for his philanthropic efforts involving young people in salute of his mom. And Mike Krzyzewski's looking right in Caleb's eyes and speaking right to his heart about how special that is. That is just another level of respect from people like that. And again, 23 Heisman Trophy winners to just be captivated and touched by Lincoln. It was just off the charts.
You're listening to the athletic director, Mike Bohn, on Trojans Live. And Mike, since the day we met you, I remember the first time we talked to you over at the lab on this show, and you used this phrase that you love to use, intensity of interest. And that was, you just hammered it home that night. That's what you were really trying to restore here at USC. And as the season wore on, did we finally see it? Did we really start to see what your vision was for, not just wins and losses on the field and trophies and the rest of it, but people gathering at the Coliseum, people taking pride in USC athletics again, and particularly as the season wore on and we played those big games at the end of the season, it felt like that again.
No question, Jordan, and I think that intensity of interest wins. It does, and you think back of how this season really rolled out, and you look at the UCLA game, and my hat's off to UCLA. What did they do? They treated us with a lot of respect. They had put our band right behind the goalpost, just like their band was right behind the goalpost, and my hat's off to them, and my hat's off to our fans and their fans, people in LA that maybe just like both schools or maybe don't pick, want to watch great college football. The fact that game was on a national broadcast, everybody's seeing it. With a crew in town, that was awesome. That's high intensity of interest. It's on. And then you follow up with what? National broadcast, a team coming in against Notre Dame. And I'm just so appreciative of our fans and the way they came and made a difference. And I think you all know when it's on, and we got all the magic in the Coliseum that you have seen, and I have a picture in my office, and I look at it every single day, because when Pete Carroll told me the thing he was most proud of is the Coliseum was full every game. And guess what? I put it up on the wall because I'm like, that's it. That's the vision. That's the standard. And that intensity of interest wins. It wins in recruiting. It wins in television ratings. It wins in the way the game is played in the home field environment. So that's why I am so appreciative of our fans and making that go, and our marching band and our spirit squad and the student section. You guys, I mean, I got to believe that if we watched and put a heart monitor on the three of yours hearts on your pregame show at the Notre Dame game.
It went up.
I'll bet it. You're right. Intensity of interest wins, doesn't it?
It sure
and
does.
so I can't talk about it enough, because it's so important to us, and I'm so appreciative of everybody that put their heart and soul into this season. Now, did that have a manifestation of Caleb winning the Heisman? Now, he certainly earned it, but guess what? I don't think it hurt.
No, for sure.
Because guess what? Does he play the same way? Does the rest of his teammates play the same way against UCLA and against Notre Dame without that? Yep. Sean, you played at a high level. I don't think so. And so guess what? All those high-ranking college football announcers that are in there. They buy into that. They're influenced by that. That's why intensity of interest is it, and that's why it's such a big deal. And my hat's off to our fans, and I'm looking forward to being able to get a picture of that night and with the blimp. And I don't know if you guys have watched the broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
But when you look down and the lights, our new light show thing is flying around, it is the best.
It is, yeah.
And I think every doggone Trojan should take pride in that.
Yep.
Because it means a lot to Lincoln, to Caleb, the coaching staff, our recruits, and our team.
Well,
guess what? It's infectious to so many other Trojans. And guess what? That's really, really valuable.
Let's have every game like that next season, yeah. But this was a wonderful season. The energy of all the Trojan family, your energy too, Mike. We love having it on our show. Appreciate you taking the time late on a Monday. Go get some sleep. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we turn the calendar on to 2023 and some big opportunities too across USC athletics. So we'll have you on to talk about those.